Ma'am, we were talking about how there's now people are more and more inclined to use the AI and not be in touch with. I just feel that I take reading sessions with small children in my society, and this is increasing. It started with two children coming and sitting with the storytelling, then it
Oh,
increased to five and then 12, like that.
so
So I
lovely.
just feel that I don't think if we recognize the value of face to face talking about our experiences, um, AI can never, defeat
No.
storytelling or writing or scribing anything.
Yeah.
But we have to guard against it. People who
Yeah.
recognize the value,
Yeah.
if I know it, and like me, there are many people, but maybe there something stops them to take that, if thing about spreading this consciousness that how
Yeah.
important this is. I just feel
Yeah.
that if
Yeah.
if we don't do something about it, we are going to lose.
Yeah.
The writing, even when you're writing a letter, when we used to, as growing up kids in the 80s and the 90s, uh, writing a letter itself is, you don't know, start writing something and then you end up writing something else, and then you
Yes.
get more and more in touch with your feelings. You ruminate, you reflect, and then you put it on the paper. All this
Yeah.
is this is it's invaluable, actually. And
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
so
No, I know. I mean, I absolutely agree because I think AI has created problems and then decided to find solutions for it. Uh, like for example, I know people who just don't want to write a reply to an email. They would rather let, just even if it's just one line. And what worries me is this, the way it has kind of almost damaged critical thinking. So I know kids who will say, why should we bother studying it? We can always Google it. And how do you answer that? Which is true, but
yeah,
then also to tell a bunch of teenagers why they need to study it, even if it feels useless right now, it's very
yeah,
hard. Yeah, I
I just
can't,
feel Yeah, I just feel that, I mean, I'm not against progress and technology,
Mm,
but I just feel that it's shows very poorly on you if you are having to look into AI to draft a letter. I
exactly.
remember when I
Yeah.
was small, we used to be given, I was in grade three, and we used to be given an essay to write. I would go to my father and he'll say, पहले खुद से लिख के दिखाओ, फिर मैं check करूँगा. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah,
So that made me think about, even now, I mean, for all these years, that I will, whatever it might take, I will write on my own first.
mm.
I am not so poor. I mean, having had such a great education, depending on AI, I can't do it. So,
No, but also I do wonder. See, I think we are all old enough to have lived during a time when these things were not available. So we didn't have the option, and now we know the value of the critical thinking and the analytical, capabilities that we got because we did things by ourselves. We didn't have Google or we didn't have, AI to draft a letter for us. But I don't know. I honestly wonder how it must be for teenagers today or people in their early 20s today who don't know a life without the internet, who have only grown. I don't know. I mean, I don't engage with uh, uh, children or young people that age anymore. I'm not trying to be, like you said, I'm not against progress or whatever, but my problem is if if AI can do my laundry, if it can wash my vessels, great. I don't want it to write books for me or make films for me or make music for me. I think the
yes.
priorities is where the problem is. I'm very happy
Mhm.
to leave the, laundry and all of that to AI. But
Yes.
it's so that's where, so I think it's a very tricky thing, and I think how I don't know how we grapple with these problems as as a species is going to be very interesting to see. Of course, AI is super important when it comes to medicine and so many other areas. But when it comes to the cultural side, is when I start having problems with it.
Yes, there is
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, that's there.
Even with so much of talking with each other on phone, looking at each other on video calls is just not required, because how it used to, that
Yes,
yearning has stopped. There is no yearning
yes,
for things. If you don't have
absolutely.
yearning, then you're not with your emotional side. I just feel
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think it also starts with the social media, right? This idea that everybody has to be accessible all the time. So whether it's WhatsApp or is it on social media or Facebook or whatever thing, this idea that you need to look at a message and immediately or within the next 5 to 10 minutes reply, and then this sense of urgency, like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we could all go talking about the perils of this for hours on end.